Good morning, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shop, and I'm saying good morning because in the UK it is 1 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed at about 10:30. Well, probably before 10:30, about 10 o'clock. Couldn't sleep, so I decided I would get up and I'd do a wee video for my subs. But there's a catch to this wee video. It will require you to take part in a little survey that I want to do, and it's a wee bit of news as well. Look, there's a pandemic in the world, okay? So anything that's happening now is real world problems. I mean, this is me struggling to pick an EDC knife, but what it is, I don't have a whole lot of knives coming in at the minute. I'm not buying a whole lot because what money I've got, I'm trying to just look after it, just because of the way things are. Now, I have a knife coming in. It should have been in on Friday, but it's due in any day now. But the post is all haywire here, which is another reason why I'm not worrying too much, because the post is a bit sketchy and I don't want to lose knives in the post and things like that. So, for whatever reason, I haven't a whole lot of knives coming in, but that's all right because this is a channel for, I don't feel as if on my channel I have to produce high-end knives every week. That's not what this channel is about. It's about budget, medium, high-end, in between. And in times like this, I know that, well, I don't believe I'm going to lose a lot of subs because I'm not bringing this flow of knives into the channel. It's just sometimes a wee chat does us, and I get the pleasure from you responding to my chats. Now, the title of the video is Choosing Our EDC. Well, there's a real world problem, isn't it? Choosing your EDC. And I'm spoiled because I'm a reviewer, a knife collector, and so I have a lot of knives that are about that I have to choose an EDC from. I have a pick, a real wide, and I've put a few of them down here. There's Wharncliffe, Sheepsfoot, Spearpoint, Lambsfoot, Clipspoint, Drop Point, Modified Wharncliffe, Pen Blade, and steel specific blades and law specific blades. I am in the UK, so to go outside I should be using a slip joint. So there's 10 things that I have to think about before I pick an EDC blade, or do I? And that's my question. When I'm going to go out, I have a selection of knives that I just gravitate towards. If I know I'm going to be doing a wee bit of work, I'll just grab my Para 3 and it covers anything at all. The same with my 940 or there's my 940 there. There's my Benchmade Bug Out, and there's my Hinderer. I know with them knives I can do anything. So it's maybe picking a choice of 4 or 5 knives that I'm going to take. But what do I base that choice on? What do we base our choice of EDC on? Am I picking it for the drop point, the modified Wharncliffe? This is a drop point as well. But what am I picking the blades for? And that's what I wonder. Am I picking for my favourites, or am I picking for blade-specific EDC? And that's my question. And I'm asking myself it as much as I'm asking you. And the honest answer is, when I'm picking an EDC for the day, whether I'm going to be indoors or outdoors, or down the caravan where I can carry all my knives, up here I'm going to carry slip joints most of the time, all of the time legally. But so I have a choice. Once I go to slip joints, then it's what blade shape do I want to take? And how important is blade shape to your pick of EDC? And that's what I was lying in bed thinking about, and that's where this video came from. How important is blade shape? I find myself copying other YouTube reviewers when we're saying, we see the Wharncliffe. That's a great blade. It's very good if you wanted to cut round a wee piece of newspaper cutting. I can't remember the last time I cut round a bit of newspaper or cut a picture. I genuinely can't. I know people do that sort of thing, but I can't remember the last time. Sally would get a pair of scissors and cut it out. Do you know what I mean? I don't go around it with my knife. I don't work in an office, so I don't do that. So does that rule the Wharncliffe out then, that it's the real point, you can get down and do all these task specific? Does that rule this Wharncliffe out? And what happens if I want to do something else? Well, I could take a two-bladed knife. Do I need a two-bladed knife? So the questions go on in my head. And now, I could be mentally disturbed, but it's just, I was sitting thinking of all the thoughts that goes through my head before I pick an EDC. Am I the only one that thinks like this? Now, in reality, I'll just go to my drawer and I'll have a look through. And I just pick one that, oh, fancy that today. I haven't carried that for a while. I'll take that. That's what I basically do to pick an EDC. I'm never that thoughtful that I need a lamb's foot. You know, I'm going to chop wood on the gunwale of a boat today. I don't have a boat. I'm not going to go on one. But I still like that knife and I'll carry it. I'll just take a pen blade. That's all I want. I'll take this. That's lovely, because if somebody sees me and I pull this knife out, that's beautiful. There's many, many reasons, I'm sure, why people pick an EDC blade. LC200, when I'm down the caravan around the beach, I have two knives now. I have one I use this daily in the house, but this one I can use down the caravan because it's LC200, it's salty, it's down the beach. So that's a job specific, task specific, or steel specific, I should say. And again, my traditionals are my law specific picks. So my question to you is, how many knives do you have that you would genuinely choose from for an EDC? I'm spoilt, right? But I know everybody doesn't have the collection I've got. This is my wee YouTube career, is collecting knives, getting enough knives that it keeps my collection going. They're going to bring them out, talk about them, do whatever, like I'm doing now. So I'm spoilt for choice. And believe you me, I do feel incredibly, when I set knives out like this, I have the warmest spoilt feeling ever. I could be a millionaire because I've got such an array of beautiful tools that I can take out and use whenever I want. And these are all users. They're no safe queens here. These are ones that I'll take and use. So my first, I'm going to ask two questions, and I'm going to do this as a wee series. Every couple of days, come back, and I want to build up a picture of you. Not what Stephen's got. I've plenty. You've seen most of mine. I have not seen yours. I hear you talking about them, and it's nice. I love to hear when you get new knives. I love to hear you've maybe got a knife that I've reviewed and you've decided to get it and you enjoy it or you dislike it. And that's the pleasure of having a YouTube channel, because it's interactive. So it's that interactive bit that I want. In this time now where I'm not buying a whole lot of knives, maybe once every 3 days for a while, I want to do a little survey where I find out about you. And by finding out about you, I find out about, and maybe be able to do videos that are more specific to a popular choice or a popular brand or a knife. So this is, for me, is finding out a bit about you. So I would really, really love it. Whoever watches this, take 2 seconds to go down below and answer 2 questions. The first question is, how many knives do you have that you pick your EDC from? Now, if that's only 2 knives, put down 2 knives, because I want to know that. Because I don't know, I genuinely don't know how many people out there, maybe they have 1 or 2 knives, or 3 knives, and they use them, they don't feel the need for any more. That's quite normal. Most of the population maybe have a couple of knives that they use. So that's what I'd like. That's what the first question is. How many knives do you have to choose from for your EDC? Now, I don't mean your butcher's knives, your hunting knives, just EDC knives. Everyday carry for everyday tasks. Nothing more than that. I don't want a big Bowie hunting knife. I just want to know, how many knives do you actually use? Now, not the old ones you have in the drawer that you haven't used for 3 years. Just the ones that you use now at this particular time in your knife journey. How many knives you have that you pick your EDC from? First question. And the second question is, does the blade style or shape matter? Or is it just a matter, oh, I fancy that knife today. All right, I haven't used that for a while. I'll give that a wee go today. Or do you link specific knives up, specific blade steels up? Not steels, sorry, shapes, blade shapes up for your EDC. Do you need to carry a certain one, or is there ones that you wouldn't carry? So it's, how many blade shapes would you have that you would call EDC knives, that you can just go in and pick any one, close your eyes, pick it, and you know that that'll do you for the day? Does that make sense? I think it does. Does blade shape, I'm trying to think of maybe a better way of putting that question across. Does blade shape, well, no, here's simple. Does blade shape matter, yes or no? There we are. That's simple. Why didn't I think of that in the first place? So, two questions I would love you to answer down below, and it would really mean an awful lot to me, is how many knives do you have to choose from for your EDC? The current knives that you choose from, and does the blade shape style matter to you, yes or no? So it's two questions down below. If you would answer it, it would really appreciate. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to collect up a lot of these things, and then I'm going to come back and I'll let you know. I'll work out sort of what percentages are or whatever. I just want to build up a wee survey of who watches my videos and who thinks maybe the same as me or completely different, or it's just. And if you want to chat a bit about it, fine, put down a detailed paragraph of what you use and why you use them. That's great. It lets me get to know you rather than you. You know me. You've seen all these knives before because I've reviewed all these knives before. Or you can go back on my channel and find out what I think of these knives. I don't know what yours are, and I'm genuinely really interested. I know it's been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy video, but bear with me. I just feel as if there's so many choices out there, and I just wonder, are we overloaded with choices? Because I was, and again, this is what I was thinking, even if I had picked this as my EDC for the day, a little pen blade, would this do my EDC for a day? I know it will, because I have used it. I used this blade shape and style for a month recently, to see if it would be all I would need for an EDC. And my EDC, this does me. So why have I got a Para 3? Why have I got the Benchmade 940? If that little pen blade, because I want them, because I like them, I like using them, and because I can. And it's as simple as that, because I can. I mean, I have this lovely Hinderer. That would do me forever. That could be my only knife ever. And I wouldn't need another pen knife. It's legal in the UK. It's big enough to do any task I want. Any task. So that could do as a one and only knife. Are you that type of person? Do you only have one knife and it does you? And if so, does the blade steel matter? Or not the blade steel, I keep saying that. Does the blade shape matter? Do you only have one blade shape that you use? Is all your knives drop points, or do you have a mix and match? Do you have a clip point? Do you have just a drop point? Do you have a Warncliffe, a spear blade? Which one or how many do you have in your collection that you would pick from? So that was probably really complicated, but it's late at night and I'm going to put this wee video out because I'm interested. I want to know what you have. So, shall we do a Paddy recap? I think this is the 4th recap. But here we go. So, how many knives do you have that you choose from for your EDC? Now, this is just everyday carry. This is not work specific. It's just a knife that you're going to take out that you could use any day for any given task that's going to come up. How many do you have to choose from? And does the blade shape matter? Does the blade shape matter, or is it just a case of going into the drawer, that looks nice, I'll have that, or do you give it thought? Does blade shape matter, yes or no? That's it. And if you want to put a wee bit extra down of why that happens, I'll happily read it. I'll enjoy it. I mean, I want to use this next couple of weeks. I have another 3 weeks of lockdown to go at least. So this hopefully will give you a wee bit of content, but also get us a wee bit more that we know a wee bit more about each other. Now, I'm going to watch this back before I even put it up. If I've put it up, I've got away with it. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Sorry it was a bit of a waffle, but I was lying in bed and I had to get up and do this. Take care. Paddy's away. I have a wee cup of tea to finish, and then I'm probably going back to bed. Take care. Bye-bye now.